Hi, it's Andrew from RC again, and welcome back to the next phase of my MC8 strip down, upgrade, general clean, and so forth. In the first part, you've seen the front axles come off, be stripped out, bearings replaced. That's all good. I've just taken out the killer body drift car lighting set. I thought I'd try it. And it's one of those types that flashes until it gets a certain signal from the receiver, and then it goes full brightness. What I've done is I have my go-to LEDs if I need a simple clear or white and red set, and these are the FTX Outback lights. They're about £5, £4 or so from Motorsport. Never let me down once. We'll run them in all the rigs that I've got bumper lights and so on. These are those. So I've got two sets. This set might end up in the trailer. The other set is already on. Obviously they're not very long. I've extended the backlights, because obviously extended them from here. Put a big set of extension runs in. Cool. So you didn't need to really see that. It's all a bit dull, really. We're going to do some soldering anyway, because the next thing, as I say, is the motor. Some of you probably already know what it's going to get changed for, but it's going to get changed for a Holmes Hobbies Revolver 1400 kV. And to go along with that, I'm going to put a Sidewinder 4 in. Now the Revolver, I'm sure you can go to Holmes Hobbies and read all about it, Google it and find out what it's all about, but it's an outrunner. So the outer skin, the outer shell, can, call it what you like, revolves, okay, when the motor works. And as a result, it's got a shed load of magnets and all-round power generating goodness as a result. So yeah, really looking forward to this thing. It looks like the engine of an old biplane, old kind of World War One, sort of Camel or something like that, the big radial engines. So that's what's going to happen. Okay, so I'm going to extend the cables between the ESC and the motor. So as far as I'm concerned, it's now ready to go. What I've done is I have put some right angle connectors on the motor cables, so this keeps the profile nice and flat, so it will fit in the electronics box. Hopefully it'll fit in there and with the lid down, or not too much pressure on it. Yeah, it's plugged in. It's the motor's on. I've had to extend the cables, as I say, so there's no longer cables. They are bullet connected, so that I can just snip off and cut off these heat shields and unplug the motor easy enough. So it's not a. Likewise on here, I've also put connectors on the battery end, so that if I end up changing battery connectors, I can just cut the heat shield off and swap it out. I could do a quick. Let me do a quick test of the motor before I put it in, and we'll hear what it sounds like without a load. Okay, so I'm going to be careful how I hold this, because obviously most of it spins around. So, but let's hear. It's the 1400 kV. So really, it's not staggeringly loud. It's got a high-pitched noise, but it's not. I don't think that's much louder than a brush motor going at it. It will probably change as it gets faster under load, but yeah, I don't think that's too bad. So yeah, so that's it. Reminds me of the early Batman film. Sounds like the Batmobile starting up. Anyway, I might have to shout atomic boosters to speed or something every time I fire the truck up. But we'll see. That'll annoy Terry no end. Right, cool. Okay, so now it has to go in the rig. So the first thing I'm going to do, get this out of the way, get the rig in, and we'll have a look at taking the motor off. I have taken the ESC out already, so we're going to start with the motor. Okay, so first thing to do is to take the motor out, which comes. I'm going to have to take this cowl off. The front top of the gearbox, and that will give me access apparently to the motor pins. Oh, right, okay, look at that lovely grease. Now you may remember this gearbox went back to Simon at Green Models. because basically I mounted it wrong and it was making some funny noises as a result. So he said he'd already he packed it full of marine grease. Right, good news. I've taken the motor bolts out and I've taken the gearbox, the gear change servo out, so I can kind of rock and move the motor around in the chassis, which has allowed me to get a better angle to get a driver in on these on these bolts. Yeah. Don't want to get it too tight quite yet. Let's just see how that. Here we go. Yeah, so again it's crimping it. Probably should have tried it before. Run the paper through beforehand. I think Terry did that. It was a smart move, or he suggested doing it, which is a smart move. But I'll be honest, I'm not known for smart moves. So yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, good idea, Tal. Right, so she's in. The motor's back in. All good. I've got all the cables back roughly where they're going to go. That's going to go up onto the flatbed, of course, which comes down about here. I'm going to have to think about routing all of these light cables properly. I'm thinking about putting a little shield. Let me just tilt this up under the revolving motor, just to try and stop splashing and stuff coming up. So I've got some room on the chassis rails. I might just put a sheet of styrene across, just a kind of splash guard really later on tonight probably. But now, yeah, there she's going good. I'm gonna go and I'll take her down, put her on the lawn, and you can hear her.
To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power.